and Lily Jackson are the Sisters J, and they've performed on local television, radio stations, churches, venues, and in countless productions since a very early age. In 2016, they were finalists in the Hendersonville Got Talent, performed live in front of 15,000 people in Tennessee and in the USA. They have just released a song by the legendary music producer Ted Perman. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
Open when you forget where you belong. Open when you wanna feel closer to me. Make no mistake, we can't fool ourselves. Nothing we can do about the distance. The miles between us, a part of me is missing. A road through a lifetime for every day.
And that was just a very short taste of their brand new single. The Sisters J, and their new single is called Open When, arranged and produced by the legendary Ted Perman, who produced, recorded some of the most iconic artists such as Whitney Houston, Harry Belafonte, Bob Dylan, Diana Ross, and many, many more. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Welcome back, and with me is the mom of the Sisters J, Mary Elizabeth Jackson. Mary, this is so exciting. I am so happy for you, and I'm so happy for Lily and Elizabeth. Congratulations. I am very excited for all of you.
Oh, thank you. I am too. Oh my gosh, I started tearing up watching the video. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Thank you. I love it. It's so, we love the song. It's very catchy. It's very, I don't know, I was trying to think of how to describe it, you know, because there's so many feelings that go with the song, especially being a part of writing it. You know, there's that love part to it. There's that kind of uplifting feeling. There's that very, very melodic, flowing feeling to it. You know, there's those words that just kind of stick in your head. I know even my youngest son, we catch him singing it sometimes. So we really love the song a lot. We're excited. We hope it's going to do really well.
It must be one of the most awesome feelings as a mom to have helped them write the song and then see it produced by someone as phenomenal as Ted Perman. You know, how does that make you feel as a mom?
Well, it's like you've it's a blessing. It's a real blessing. It feels like you just kind of been sprinkled with just a really rare opportunity in this lifetime. So we're very grateful and blessed, and we don't take any of it for granted, of course. But it's been so much fun. Ted and Thornton both are so easy to work with. We had a blast with the girls recording. Ted is, he's a party himself, so he has a lot of fun. But we've had a good time with him. And so, you know, we're looking forward to many more songs with him. And I don't know, it's really surreal to see all of it come to, it's one thing to dream about things, but to see them come to life is a whole different thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. So with us in the studio is Thornton Klein, Ted Perman, and of course the Sisters J. So for those of you who, and every one of them's had a significant part now, Thornton Klein is an accomplished multi-award winning writer and songwriter. He's written since he was 5 years old.
Yes.
And he has over 1,000 published songs, 150 recorded songs, and he's written 32 traditionally published adult and children's and young adult books. So shall we invite him to come and join us?
Absolutely. Yes.
Oh, what a joy it is to be here and such an honor.
Hi, Thornton. We absolutely, well, Thornton is a he's a very big part of our life. Like, we've just kind of adopted each other since like 2015. So we kind of look at each other and feel like we're family, don't we? I mean, he feels like my kids are his, and his feel like, it feels like we're relatives because we've done so much together, and to have, my first experience with Thornton when we met was, I had written a manuscript wanting to get published, and he said, "Hey, I really like this. Can I write, 10 little songs for it?" And I mean, that was just like, what? I remember going, what? And when I tell the story, it was like, who says no to something like that from Thornton Klein? So, oh my gosh,
Absolutely.
I remember. Yeah. So
let's talk a little bit about, I want to bring Ted on screen with us, but can we just talk for a minute about what it was like to write the song? Thornton, now you are such an accomplished songwriter and author. What does this song mean to you?
Well, it's based on a true experience and story with Sisters J. Not my story, but their story. And it has a lot of significance and meaning to it. And we came up with the tune and idea and everything together. And it really speaks a lot about what they've experienced and what they've been going through and everything. And we just wanted to bring that.
And you're dealing with so many.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was that. So you were saying the song is more about their story, but you helped them turn it into words that made sense.
Right. It made it come alive, made it come to life, which is so exciting to see. It's like writing a book, except this is a 3-minute plus short story, very, very short story.
Love story.
How did it take for you to write this song? I mean, how many times did you have to rewrite it before you felt that, you had something?
Well, Mary, you might help me a little bit on this, thinking about it too, remembering. But
yeah, we started last summer. We started last summer in July, and then we met several times. I'm just thinking, we met several times last summer trying to write it. And then we had it finished, but we didn't have the music yet. And we kind of put it to the side, didn't we? Kept thinking we would go back to it. And then everybody got so busy. And then we got back together earlier this year, and kind of, we had to fix some things because it wasn't flowing like we wanted. And actually, the music wasn't really figured out until the girls went into recording with Ted. And so between the girls and Ted and Thornton, that's when they actually figured out the music, isn't it? So we wrote it all first and then figured out the music to it.
But actually the whole, what do they call it? Photo moment. You don't call it Kodak moment anymore, but the photo moment actually came right away, really quickly. It was just that we kind of put it on the burner and back burner, and then we got it out again, dusted it off, and started putting the music to it again, and kind of made some polishing to it. You did some polishing to it, everything.
Yeah.
So it was quite a process, and I think at this point it'd be great to bring Ted into the conversation. So for anyone out there who's not met Ted. He is a music producer, a guitarist, an arranger, an engineer with over 45 years experience. And he has produced, recorded, and toured with some of the most iconic people, such as Whitney Houston, Harry Belafonte, Bob Dylan, Diana Ross, and more. Ted, welcome.
I do. I just want to say first that Thornton is the reason why I'm part of this. Thornton is the glue for this whole thing, you know. SistersJ, but Thornton is the glue that all of us connected through. Obviously not Mary and her daughters, but for me, Thornton brought me involved. And Thornton is what is, but since I got to Nashville, you know, I was friends with him in LA, but that's been my closest friend to work with and to know him. So I love him, and I'm just grateful to him. I'm grateful that God brought us together.
You're so kind. You're so kind, Ted. Thank you so much. The feeling is mutual. The feeling's mutual too. So yes.
Yeah, it's true. So, you know, and he's just such an amazing writer. So I said, producing something that's written so well between Mary and Thornton and Elizabeth, that's just a great song, you know. So it just, it flows really easily because the song is there. Once the song is there, just, and then, you know, then I can look like a genius because I'm, you know, it's just such a great song, and it just, you know, the sound of their voices. A genius, yeah. Well, just take, you know, the sound of their voices though is so magical that it's just surrounding it with just a sound that just makes them what's the right word? Just blossom. You know, everything about them. And Thornton's songs are very picturesque. And Mary and Thornton and Elizabeth, what they created is very picturesque. So you try to paint with the music around. You know, it's just like a great painting. So if you get it right, in this case, it's right. Everything, colors are just, you know, perfect.
Yeah, it's easy to see a movie.
What you guys have accomplished together as a team is just absolutely phenomenal. And I'm dying to bring the SistersJ onto screen with us. But Ted, can I just ask you very, very quickly, for people who don't know, what does it take, you know, how long does it take to get to the point where you've got a song like this and you're ready to produce it to the world? Can you just briefly tell us how long does it take?
You don't want to know. It's not like a well, I got 15 minutes here. You know, there were remixes and edits and cuts and things, because you do it, then everybody steps back and listens. You make changes, you change the tempo, you change this. It's like a movie. You know, they do many edits on a movie before it comes out. So with the song, you do it, you get it the best you can, then you polish it. You know, and you get it to where it sounds the best you can, and then you just send it out to the world like a baby. You know, it just a bit, you know, then you hear it back after a while. You stay away from it for a minute, you listen and say, wow, that's really cool. You know, and it's just all of us be proud, and especially, you know, the two girls. That's the main thing here. You know, it's whatever the producer does, the writer does, the mother does, all of it comes down to them. And that's the that's the focal point. It's quite an iterative process. Yeah, it's just, but all of us make this baby, you know, the group, then they just, you know, it's up to them to sing it. Ultimately, you know, they have to sing it and bring the song across. So, you know, it's written, it's produced, but the final result is basically them, that they come across with. That's what we all try to do. I think it really succeeded in this case. Yeah,
I also think they've done an awesome job, So just by way of introduction, before we bring the SistersJ onto screen, as you all know by now, Elizabeth and Lily are the SistersJ. They have performed in front of large audiences, and their brand new song is Open When, produced by the amazing Ted Perman. And so shall we invite them onto the show to come and join us?
Hey, you're unmute.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear
Yes.
me?
Can you hear me
Hi,
now? Yeah.
Emily.
This is
Welcome. It's so great to have you. And is that the legendary Mrs. Pullman?
Emily Collins.
Emily, hi, nice to meet you.
Hi, Emily.
She suggested the name SistersJ when they would go through names.
Oh,
She said
wow.
SistersJ.
Oh, we love it. I was just about to say Ted came up with it, but it's Mrs. Ted or Emily that came up with it.
Her credit.
Emily, that is awesome. That is awesome. Oh, wow. My goodness. That was one of the questions I was going to ask you was how did you come up with the name SistersJ?
So no, I said, I have no credit on that. That was, I said, hey, we come up with a name. And she just said that. I was like, okay, I wrote it down, sent it out. He said, oh, that's good. Okay. Because remember, we were going through all these different names. So
yeah, we went through all these different names. I know. And then some of them were taken and we were all like, the girls were like, oh, and we were like, oh, because we loved that. And then it was like, Ted goes, SistersJ in a text. And we went, hey, we like that.
I just said that. Yeah, we were in the kitchen cooking dinner and she was like, SistersJ. And then she went back to.
That's so cool. I didn't know
that. It was awesome. So that's cool. Great. So yeah, so it just looks so good. It looks so great in the pictures and the videos and stuff like that. And Lily, the picture that you came up with is just unbelievably cool.
So excited for all of you. Congratulations. It's beautiful and so fun. We've been dancing to it, so it's so fun.
Oh, yes. It's really cool.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you, Emily.
Absolutely perfect. So, Elizabeth and Lily, tell us a little bit about yourself and where your love for music came from. Just give us a little bit of a background. Where, were you kind of born with music? Did you develop a love for music? How did that happen?
Started in utero, right?
Well, yes, I mean, we've been raised with classical music and our interpretive dances of classical music. We both have been surrounded by it, by movies, by watching Disney's Fantasia. We were some of those kids that sat down and watched the entire thing from start to finish multiple times in a row. And I really started to develop my true love for music when I was 11, when I started band in middle school on the clarinet. And from there, it just kind of exploded, coming from learning new instruments. Like after that, I taught myself to play guitar and saxophone, and then that went into theater and choir. And I knew from then on that music is what I wanted to do. And here we are. And I want to share my passion of music and love for it with the rest of the world. And if I can do that with my sister, then I've won at life. So, I really found my love for music, yes, through the classical music that we used to listen to when we were kids. But when I started theater, I saw that you could literally bring things to life with music. And I found my voice in musical theater. Also being the younger sibling, monkey see, monkey do. Because I was always, listen to this. And I would be like, okay. I couldn't back away, but I love it very much. And I don't know where to go about it.
So it sounds like you really didn't have any choice in the matter, You just have to love it, right?
Yeah, I do love it though, very much.
You made it.
Mary, was it a conscious decision for you to surround Elizabeth and Lily with music growing up?
Yes. So I was a dancer from the age of 3 on, and was in TV, film, musical theater productions myself growing up. So music was a big part of my life. Dancing was a big part of my life. And when I was pregnant with Elizabeth, there was information out about what listening to orchestral music did for a baby in utero, how it helped them to be smarter, helped them to be calmer. So throughout my entire pregnancy, actually with all 3 of my kids, I listened to that music constantly. And so when the kids were little, I mean, that was, you know, it's so funny. That was their favorite music as little children. We're talking toddler, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the music they loved, was any Tchaikovsky and all the greats. And even now, that's some of their very favorite music. So it's interesting how much I really do think when I was pregnant listening to it all the time, it made an impact in their life. And so it's just beautiful music. And both the girls have had the opportunity to play in an orchestra themselves in their older years. And Elizabeth was even able to play in the Nashville Youth Symphony Orchestra, which is a pretty significant experience in her life. And both girls can play multiple instruments, and they just love, music. Our house is filled with music a lot of times, whether it's guitar or the piano playing, and now they're kind of dragging their little brother into all of it. So it's been a really fun experience, but it's also a great channel for kids. You know, it's a great creative way for them to express themselves in a very healthy, productive way. So.
And Thornton, so I think, you know, if I've got my facts right, you're very instrumental in teaching them how to play instruments. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah, it's an honor to teach them, work with them. And
so tell us a little bit about that. You know, at what point did you realize that they have a real gift?
Well, Lily, I worked with Lily for a little while on cello, and she did really well. And then I met the girls and started working with them, listening to them sing, and wrote some things with them, and just realized that I heard them out performing in other places, and they blew me away. They were great. They were just amazing. Their voices, how they blend together and how they interact with each other so well on stage too together. And I knew there was something really very special about them, you know, together as a group. And of course, they're wonderful people too. You know, just they've got great values and great integrity and honesty and everything like that too. So, but I just knew they were going to go on and do something special. And then when Mary talked to me about the possibility of maybe them writing a song or getting a song maybe released or something like that on the radio or anything like that, or just released with social media, I was very excited about it. And of course it was just amazing to have Ted Perman join the team and everything, and so we're all just like a awesome team and family together. So
amen. True. Very true.
Absolutely. So Ted, I want to move to you for a second. What does it take for someone to actually be known as a good singer? I mean, you've worked with some of the best in the industry. What is it about the girls that drew your attention?
They work really hard. I mean, so here's a funny story. So Lily, the first day, and we have to give a prop to Mark Green, who so generously let us use his studio space to record this. So it was really nice. I want to thank you, Mark. That was great. But her headphones were off on one side for the whole first day. And she didn't say a word. She just kept singing, no problem. And the second day, before we started, I said, I listened to her phones. I noticed there's nothing coming out on the side. I said, you only have one side. That's fine. Oh, and both of them, Elizabeth, Lily, they just, no matter what happened, they just keep working. I asked them to sing some of those things over and over and over and over to get till I got like something I was looking for. No complaints. And the only one that I can compare it to is Whitney Houston when she was about 18, when she first came out. She sang The Greatest Love of All 45 times, and she never complained. She just kept singing it. So they have that same work ethic, and she got that from the time she was 3 with her mother. She just grew up with her mother, Whitney Houston, and her aunt, Aretha Franklin, and Dionne Warwick. So she was so used to working hard, and these two girls are like some of the hardest working singers I've ever met. They're just amazing young women, very respectful. Just they just have great ethics, and so it was a joy. No matter how hard I pushed them, they were like, "Okay, great, we'll do it. Let's sweat. Sing it again. Okay." All they ever said was "okay." They didn't say, "Oh, I'm tired, I don't want to do it." They just kept singing, and they just have such a great attitude. They're gonna have long careers, and they're so multi-talented with instruments and singing. And if I told Elizabeth, sing it like classical, don't sing it like classical, sing it like theaters, don't sing it like theaters, sing it like rock. You know, each one of them, they have unique voices. Like they don't have the same voice, but they have this unique sound. And when you put it together, it just sounds like this. It's just beautiful. So for me, I said they made me look really great. And I said they're just absolute joys to work. Fun. I mean, we laughed as much as we worked. You know, she's got the coolest boyfriend. You still have him, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great.
I mean,
I should have sent the text and asked before, but anyway. And and the picture that Lily did for the cover is just unbelievable. I mean, it's just awesome. And it's so I think we're just tipping the iceberg of what they can do. You know, they can write, they can perform. This is just the beginning. So I'm just honored to be a part of this journey, and, and see it open up and blossom. And they got the coolest mother on the planet too.
Yes.
Yes, they absolutely do. I mean,
just like Whitney, I said Whitney's mother had sung with everybody, and so their mother had sung and danced on TV shows, and she writes, and she, like Thornton. These are people that are so multi-talented in so many ways. Thornton writes children's books, writes songs. It's just, so I just love it when this many creative people come together. There's no limit to what we can create.
Amen.
And the little brother.
What's drawn me to each one of you is the sense of family.
Yes.
That is just everything. When you can, as you said, they've got work ethic, they work hard, they put everything into it, and their voices are just pure harmony. It was when I heard it the first, when Mary shared the first song with me, I was like, wow, it just blew me away. I was in absolute awe. So if I ask you, Elizabeth and Lily, if there was any artist that influenced you in your music career, who would that be?
It's hard.
Would that be just one? Because I have way too many.
You better say mom. Better say mom.
I usually listen to movie scores, so it'd be more of composers like John Williams, or I like John Powell's stuff, along with I don't know how to say his last name. Michael Giacchino or something like that. Yeah. So I love their music, and I love it how they brought those movies to life. And for someone who wants to make movies of their own, I was like, oh my gosh. So it's really cool. And I love that about music.
I'm going to go a little all over the place. So one of my biggest inspirations in that area of music is probably Thomas Bergerson. He's one of my favorite composers. He not only just does music for music, he writes music for video games, for movie trailers, but then also he's written the past 4 albums that he's just released is like about the world and how broken it is and how it needs to be united, especially with what happened in Ukraine. And it's just beautiful music. And now I'm going to switch gears. Another inspiration for me, it's super cheesy, but one of my favorite bands growing up, it was and still is Set It Off. There's a poster over here. But they don't just write music to write music. They write music for people to feel things. And that's exactly what I want to do when I write my own music. They write music to tell stories and to gather people together. And that's what I think is most important about music, is that it brings people together.
Wow, you've actually literally taken my my last question for you out of my mouth, because I was going to ask you, what is it that you enjoy or love the most about being involved in music? So that kind of answers that. We're kind of out of time, but I want to just sort of do a round robin and just ask each one of you to just give the audience a final word. I'm going to start with the mama. Mary?
Yes. Well, we hope that everybody loves this song as much as we do. So, please go and get the song. We hope Sisters J becomes part of your family, and that you can feel the authenticity and the integrity and the words of the song coming through. Hopefully it will touch people and make them feel good, because it's a feel good song too. It makes you, you can't get that open win part out of your head. So, and I'm just incredibly proud of my children. And now I'm going to tear up. I'm very proud and so proud to be a part of this group. I'm really excited. So
we're excited for you too, Mary. I don't think that, like any mom, when you see your children succeed the way that they're on their way to greatness, it does fill one's heart with pride, with absolute pride. Thornton, I'm sure you must feel like Elizabeth and Lily are your daughters at some level, because you've known them for so long. You've worked with them for such a long time. A final word from you, Thornton.
Well, I'm very proud to work with them, honored to work with them. I'm proud of them, and their moment is here. I'm proud. I'm honored and proud to work with Ted, Theo, and Mary. It's an awesome song, amazing song, and that comes from me. I've heard many songs, and I just love it. I love it, and I can't wait till it hits the charts. It gets on the charts worldwide and everything, and we'll be celebrating. And I believe what Theo said is that it's just the beginning of them. I think we're just on the tip of it. This is going to really take off for them, and we'll probably be seeing. I would say probably in the future, probably in the next couple of years, once they've released multiple hit songs, that they'll probably be doing some tour. There'll be a demand for them for a tour. I asked Mary the other day. I said, Mary, what are you going to do when they demand and the audiences want to hear them, tour, like in Europe or anywhere, So I just want to say congratulations to you all, and I just want to say it's an honor to be on your show again, and it's an honor just to be a part of this amazing, fantastic team to work with and everything. So.
Thank you, Thornton. Those are some lovely, heartwarming words. Ted, can I ask you for a final word, please?
We're sending out the siblings tour worldwide with the Jonas Brothers, the Sisters J, every group. We'll even dig up the Osmond Brothers from 1,000 years ago. But it's just I think that the future is so bright that we're going to have to wear sunglasses, because the Sisters J are just going to kill it. So I mean, they just the potential. I can't wait till we do the next song. And I just can't wait to see what comes from this. And I'm just honored to be a part of this family. It's a family of faith, music, and just joy. It's absolute joy. So that would be love would be the one word. Yes, love would be the one word that would tie all of us together. And it's beyond just a song or a one record. This is something that's much bigger, and it's going to have a long, beautiful road. So. Bravo, everybody.
Ted, thank you for those beautiful words. Thank you. So Elizabeth and Lily, we're going to close off with you. First of all, huge congratulations on the release of your song, Open When. I know that this is going to hit the charts in a big way. What is next for you?
Everybody seems to be asking us that question. We both just graduated.
Yeah, and I'm going into college.
I'm my master's soon. What's next? I'm thankful to have this opportunity and to work with just incredible people that we can call family now. And we're excited to share our music, and we're hoping to share even more music in the future. Yep.
Amen. Yes.
That is wonderful. I want to just say to our audience, thank you so much for joining us today for the release of this amazing song, Open When. One big question that I completely forgot. Ted, where can people find this song? Where is it available?
You need to ask Mary.
It's on Spotify and iTunes. Everywhere that music is streaming, that's where the song is available.
Yeah. Apple Music, awesome. I think.
Apple Music, yes, absolutely. In our living room, on the car, on our phone.
Right, yeah.
That is amazing. Thank you so much, everyone. So go and grab a copy of this brand new single, Open When. Take care and thanks for joining us. This was amazing. Take care, stay well, stay safe.
Open when you forget where you belong. Open when you want to feel closer to me. Make no mistake, we can't fool ourselves. Nothing we can do about the distance. The miles between us, a part of me